From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Wednesday morning. Thankfully, we're only tracking one large fire in the region for this morning. That would be the Red Bridge fire that's burning in Cle Elum. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at that. This one still burning off the 4800 block of Red Bridge Road in Cle Elum. Containment went up to 20%. Acreage did not increase yesterday, so that's certainly some very good news. And we saw evacuations trim back, but still level 3 evacuations in place for Will Road, Arrowleaf Lane, Nordic Lane, Loping Lane. And then the level 2s, which is where you still have to be packed and ready to leave at a moment's notice, that would be to the south of Red Bridge Road, along and to the north of State Route 970, and along and to the west of Tenaway Road. That would also include portions of Will Road and Quail Drive. You can find a full list of evacuations listed online at applevalley.com. We'll continue to provide updates on this fire. And we could have more fires starting and spreading today and tomorrow. First Alert weather days, as we'll have that combination of the winds, the dry air, and the dry vegetation. Looks like there's a similar setup for Friday, albeit the winds are going to be a little bit calmer, but still that concern will be there. Already starting to see the winds picking up for portions of the lower Columbia Basin, also in the Kittitas Valley. That's only going to exacerbate throughout the rest of today. Right now, temperatures already still in the 60s and 70s for lower elevations, much cooler with 40s in the Cascades and 50s and 60s in the Blues. Your day planner forecast for today for lower elevations is going to be into the 80s as soon as lunchtime, and then 80s and 90s at the peak of daytime heating will be about still 15 degrees warmer than average for this time of the year, but cooling off into the next few days. I'll tell you just how cool coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a possible break could be coming in the manhunt for Travis Decker. New sightings and a trail of tracks are giving deputies hope. We have the latest from Chelan County.
Plus a wild chase, a stolen truck, and a dangerous person now in handcuffs. The full breakdown on how Benton County deputies were able to track a suspect down. That's coming up.
And caught on camera this morning, the Accomack County Sheriff's Office sharing a wild arrest story, all thanks to some high tech and quick thinking. The details all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jade Elliott. It is Wednesday, June 11th. A lot of news to get to this morning.
That's right, and we want to start with a follow-up on the ongoing manhunt for Travis Decker, the father accused of killing his 3 young daughters in Chelan County.
Yeah, so officials are now saying that they're hot on his trail after multiple new sightings near the Kalchuk Lake and Ingalls Creek.
A group of hikers recently told deputies they saw a man who matched Decker's description alone on the trail, avoiding people and looking unprepared for the terrain and the weather.
Yet soon after, a helicopter team spotted who they believe was Decker, but he took off running when he saw the chopper. Tracking dogs picked up his scent. They followed it to the Ingalls Creek trailhead, but then lost him again in that rough terrain. Now, an emergency alert has gone out to residents nearby, urging them to stay alert, lock their doors, and report any suspicious activity to 911. In a crime alert out of Benton County, a man wanted for ramming 3 patrol cars and escaping police is now in custody. The Benton County Sheriff's Office's ProAct team have arrested 28-year-old Hector Flores, and this comes after a chaotic chase that ended near Welshan Way and Duportail Street. Investigators say Flores initially fled from a traffic stop, then allegedly took a pickup truck at gunpoint, which led authorities on a second chase. Officers used a pit maneuver to stop him in the stolen car, and Flores was taken into custody without any further incident. He's now facing multiple felony charges, including assault, robbery, and eluding. And the West Richland Police Department is asking for your help identifying a theft suspect caught on camera at Enterprise Middle School. Take a look at your screen. This is what they're looking for. A surveillance video from May 29th. Well, it looks like we're going to pull that up in just a minute. This all happened, there it is, before 10:30 p.m. It shows a male suspect stealing a motorized scooter that was locked up outside the school. Police say he ditched the helmet and the lock, and then he rode off to a nearby vehicle and loaded the scooter inside. Investigators believe 2 females, possibly the same age, were also involved. If you recognize anyone from this footage or have any information on this theft, you're asked to contact West Richland Police. And now to Yakima, where intense video footage shows a wild arrest made from the help from the Yakima County Sheriff's Office. Take a look at this. Deputies were assisting a state DOC officer in arresting a man on felony probation when he tried to hide. A drone then spotted him sneaking through a canal. Take a look. You see it right there on your screen. One deputy took off climbing a fence, slamming into a tree, running through the water, even jumping another fence, all just to catch him. The man was arrested and taken to jail. Now to Fire Watch in Kittitas County. It's where the Red Bridge fire continues to burn this morning.
Now, according to the most recent update, the fire has burned around 53 acres and is currently 20% contained. State Fire Assistance has been mobilized to back up the local crews that are already battling these flames.
Yeah, this fire started Monday afternoon just before 4 o'clock, burning through timber, grass, several structures even. U.S. Forest Service now leading the response, sending in 3 strike teams to help with containment. The cause of the fire is still under investigation this morning. And level 2 and 3 evacuation orders, they are still in place, putting homes, power lines, and other infrastructure in that area in jeopardy.
Taking a closer look at who's under evacuation orders this morning, level 3 go now orders include all properties from the 3100 to the 5500 block of Red Bridge Road on the north side, also all properties on Wheel Road, Pine Duff Drive, Loping Lane, Nordic Lane, and Arrowleaf Lane.
So again, these are all level 3. That means residents in that area should leave immediately, seek shelter elsewhere, and that they should do that until further notice. A shelter has been opened up at the Centennial Center, that's in Cle Elum, for anyone who has been displaced so far by this fire.
Moving on to level 2 Get Set evacuation warnings. This has been set for all properties from the 5500 block of Red Bridge Road east to Tenaway Road on the south side of Red Bridge Road to SR 970.
Yeah, so people in that area, they should be on high alert, stay ready to leave at a moment's notice, but as of right now, they can stay in their homes.
And with wildfire season heating up all across Washington, the Department of Ecology is stepping in to ramp up efforts in monitoring the air that we breathe.
Yeah, that's right. The second week of June marks Smoke Ready Week. It serves as a reminder that wildfire smoke can show up very quickly, and it can also impact our health even from hundreds of miles away.
State officials now say they're expanding Washington's network of air quality monitors. Now, these monitors help track daily pollution levels and alert communities when the air becomes unsafe to breathe.
Yeah, thanks to funding from the Climate Commitment Act, the state has also been able to place more of these monitors in communities that are most vulnerable to poor air quality.
100 miles away, the wind could shift and you're suddenly getting as bad or worse smoke than the people on the fire lines. And that monitoring system is crucial all year long, but especially during wildfire season.
For more on how Washington is tracking wildfire smoke and what it means for your health, head over to our website. That's applevalleyNewsNow.com.
5:08 now, and just in time for the rising temps, the Franklin Pool will be open soon in Yakima.
Ooh, the roughly 3-month-long season at the pool officially begins when it opens its doors for the first time this year, and that'll be Thursday, June 12th, tomorrow.
Yeah, so the Franklin Pool will offer recreational swim sessions Monday through Friday. Those are from 1:30 to 4, and then from 4:30 to 7 on Saturdays and Sundays, recreational swimming sessions will be offered from 12:30 to 4:30.
Great way to beat the heat.
Yes, it is.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest. Tensions erupting in Southern California as what began as a peaceful protest over immigration raids quickly turned violent. We'll take you to the scene in California and have how the upset has moved its way right here in Washington State.
Giving you a live look outside this morning from our Dust Devils camera in Pasco. Beautiful start to our Wednesday. It is 9 minutes after 5, and when we come back, we'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth in your First Alert forecast.
To me, Harlem is home, but home is also your body.
Last one, everyone.
I asked myself, why doesn't Pilates exist in Harlem? So I started my own studio. Getting a brick and mortar in New York is not easy. Chase Inc. has supported us from Studio 1 to Studio 3.
When you start small, you need some big help, and Chase Inc. was that for me.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Did you know Tri-City Lumber Company isn't just for contractors? We're your local source for decking, railing, hardware, and more, open to everyone. For over 30 years, DIYers and homeowners have trusted us for quality materials and expert one-on-one advice. Now, under new ownership, we're making it even easier to shop local and build better. Skip the big box stores. Visit Tri-City Lumber today on Clearwater and Kennewick, or call us at 509-783-3322 today.
On behalf of STCU, we want to present you with this $1,000 check.
Ryan is the regional logistics leader. He makes sure things are ready when it comes to disaster response.
I went out there and I really enjoyed what we were doing. We were handing meals out to people that were affected by the wildfire. And they were so appreciative, they were thankful. And it just gave me a good feeling. I said, I got to do this some more.
STCU honors volunteers in our community. To nominate someone, click on Volunteers Count at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Got a family reunion in the works? Make it unforgettable at Beaver Valley Lodge. With cozy rooms, beautiful mountain views, and plenty of space to gather, it's the perfect place to reconnect and make new memories. Book direct with us and get 10% off. That means more savings for barbecues, bonfires, and all those late-night laughs. So skip the middleman and book direct today, because great reunions start with the perfect place to stay. Beaver Valley Lodge. Come as a guest and leave as a friend.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
These are the days. I pledge allegiance to what I believe.
We've got a Thunder Avalanche here in Game 2. The NBA Finals are tied at 1 game apiece.
The NBA Finals, Game 3 on ABC.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. There is a red flag warning that's in place for the Kittitas Valley and portions of the upper Yakima Valley. That runs until 8 p.m. this evening. You can read more about this by downloading the First Alert Weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. Okay, now on to temperatures for this morning as, it's pretty mild out there, 60s and 70s for lower elevations. We're going to be around 73 as soon as 8 this morning in the Tri-Cities, 85 at lunchtime, and then up into the 90s at the peak of daytime heating. So cooler as opposed to Monday and Tuesday, but still about 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. So for today, skies spanning from mostly sunny to partly cloudy. We could even have a few showers or thunderstorms in the Blue Mountains, and we'll show you that with futurecasts coming up a little bit later in the show. But back to the temperatures, as 80s and 90s for lower elevations, could be up around 95 today in the Tri-Cities, 60s and 70s for the Cascades, and 60s, 70s, and 80s up in the Blue Mountains. Then for tonight, shouldn't have any more showers or thunderstorms on the map at this point. Skies trending a little bit more clear. Overnight lows still certainly pretty mild out there with 50s for lower elevations, 40s up in the Cascades, and 40s and 50s up in the Blues. Thankfully, temperatures trending even a little bit cooler into the next few days, but fire weather concerns are certainly going to be there for the next few days. So I'll tell you more about that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Josh. 5:13 now. And taking a look at your national headlines this morning, what started as just a demonstration against federal immigration raids quickly turned violent in Santa Ana, California.
And with clashes between protesters, police, and even the National Guard, leaders are now calling for calm as police and Guard members remain on high alert.
Yeah, Nicole Comstock is taking us to the scene of all of it.
Quarreling between protesters in Santa Ana briefly hit a boiling point Tuesday, with people in the crowd screaming and shoving each other, at odds about the presence of National Guard members. Some say they're just here doing their jobs.
They cannot do anything.
I fought for the freedom of speech.
It was a far cry from the chaos that unfolded here Monday night, when a few people in the crowd threw powerful firecrackers and mortar-style fireworks directly at local police in the street. Police responded by launching tear gas and pepper spray rounds their way, slowly dispersing the crowd over several hours. The initial intention to protest federal immigration raids happening locally, overshadowed by those who came to cause trouble.
I just ask you, don't take the bait. They are trying to provoke us into making sure they paint us as being the villains, not the victims. We know we're here for our parents. We know we're here for working families and working people that aren't criminals.
Orange County leaders held a news conference to let the local immigrant community know they're supported and to condemn a militarized response to protests.
We're capable and we have the ability and the resources to be able to provide whatever necessary protection we have for our community.
The police chief who denounced the vandalism and violence last night said he would rather have his own police force de-escalating tensions in the community stemming from the raids. As cleanup crews work to repair the damage left behind, the National Guard continues to protect the federal building into the night, and police once again line up in riot gear for what could be another long night in the street.
Now, that unrest in California has also reached us here as protests have been sparking up throughout Washington state.
Yeah, just in Seattle, demonstrators gathered outside the federal building. Tensions over immigration and federal actions then spread north.
And about 40 people rallied outside the Henry M. Jackson Federal Building yesterday, shouting chants against ICE in both English and Spanish.
A few clashes even broke out as protesters used electric bikes and scooters to block vehicle entrances to the buildings, trying to prevent federal vans from moving detainees.
Police with the Department of Homeland Security cleared those barricades, but protesters put them back where they stayed well into the afternoon.
This all follows a larger demonstration from Monday when hundreds marched to City Hall in solidarity with a union leader's arrest last week in LA.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert full weather forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes, right after the break.
Desert sun and water fun. Summertime makes you feel more alive. But in the interest of your well-being, make sure you observe all safety rules and be careful while you're having fun.
There's working you. And then there's chill you. Chill you is more carefree and curious, more present, more relaxed, more fun. Chill you is the best you. There you are. Bring back your chill you with an escape to Coeur d'Alene, the city by the lake. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
Welcome to Pasco, where we are building a community rooted in culture. Check out the Farmers Market downtown at Peanuts Park, Saturdays from May through October. Taste something new at one of our diverse local restaurants, the Pasco Specialty Kitchen vendor windows, or our growing food truck scene. And enjoy the natural beauty of our waterfront parks and the Sacagawea Heritage Trail. Shop small, explore local, and experience the spirit of Pasco. Naturally transformative.
Kittitas Valley Healthcare is your trusted home for health, offering expert orthopedic care for your family. With over 55 years of combined experience, our team uses state-of-the-art equipment to improve surgical outcomes and provide compassionate, patient-centered care. We're committed to making your experience comfortable and efficient, so you can stay active and healthy. Learn more and schedule a consultation through our website at kvhealthcare.org. Your home for health.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90.
Hey, we're tired of having the wool pulled over our eyes with these hidden requirements. What aren't we seeing?
Yeah. Do we get our choice of free phones?
Yep, you get the latest phones.
I bet we have to trade in our old phones, though.
Nope, sure don't.
Wow.
High five. Almost. Higher. Yes. Nope.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
Desert sun and water fun. Summertime makes you feel more alive. But in the interest of your well-being, make sure you observe all safety rules and be careful while you're having fun.
Hello there, watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today and tomorrow and Friday, all first alert weather days. First, we'll focus in on Wednesday and Thursday, as it's going to be really gusty across the map, but especially in the Kittitas Valley. There will be that fire start potential in the lower elevations. We'll talk about that in a second, but first, there's also going to be a thunderstorm potential for higher elevations, specifically in the Blue Mountains. Around lunchtime, we can see some of these showers and thunderstorms popping up. It looks like the bulk of this energy is going to be off to the east of our viewing area, but we could certainly see some thunderstorms skirting up against Umatilla and Walla Walla counties. Now on to the winds for both today and tomorrow. So first for today, 2 p.m. to 5 in the morning on Thursday. So yes, these will be very persistent winds over a broad time frame. Peak gust around 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 45 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County, 40 miles per hour for the rest of the Blue Foothills, and around 40 miles per hour for the lower Columbia Basin. Then for tomorrow, we essentially run it back. Peak gust around 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 40 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills. So again, fires could start or spread very quickly in these conditions. And then once again for Friday. Now, for Friday, admittedly, the wind gust is going to be a little bit calmer, but still the fire start potential going to be there. Peak gust between 40 to 45 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 35 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills. Those two microclimates typically are hot spots when it comes to the winds. High temperatures going back to mostly normal values for Thursday and beyond. We'll be about 3 to 5-ish degrees warmer than normal, but we'll certainly take this as opposed to the triple-digit heat we had at the beginning of the week. Again, small thunderstorm chances today in the Blues, a little chance for some showers in the Cascades on Friday, better, more widespread shower chances for Monday and Tuesday. Hey, that's a little bit of good news. We'll certainly take that. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Concerns for fire starts through Friday, a nice weekend overall, then perhaps some rain to start next week. In Yakima, dangerous fire weather over the coming days, but hopefully some relief in the form of shower chances next Monday and Tuesday. In Ellensburg, another volatile fire weather setup for the next few days. Stay tuned to see if we extend the first alert weather day out to Saturday as well, as it's looking pretty windy for Saturday as well. In Hermiston, hot, dry, and breezy/windy for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Maybe we get cooled off with some shower chances next week. Then in Walla Walla, also seeing the potential for fire starts for the rest of the work week, but rain chances possibly stabilize that situation for next week.
Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest.
This is the most beautiful place I've ever seen.
This is the bathroom.
A lonely boy, a wild imagination, and a universe full of aliens. Pixar's newest adventure is bringing heart and humor. We'll take you behind the scenes with the cast in your entertainment headlines coming up next.
She's the first lady of rock and soul, Patti LaBelle, live. Friday, June 20th, Legends Casino Hotel. Patti LaBelle, 8065 Tour. Celebrating 80 years and 65 years in the biz. Friday, June 20th, Legends Casino Hotel. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop. Patti LaBelle, 8065 Tour.
My family's been serving the Tri-Cities for 86 years at Griggs and the Tri-Cities Ace stores.
And we have some deals we don't want you to miss.
Get ready for hot weather. This fan's a steal at $29.99. A grill would make a great Father's Day gift. We have many in stock at super prices. Ace pleated furnace filters are buy 3, get 1 free. HCH Pool Shock Advanced is half price at $4.99.
See all the deals using this QR code.
Come see us at Griggs and the Tri-Cities Ace stores. And thank you for your business.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
I'm Eduardo Morfin.
Morphine Law Firm thanks you for 5 years of support. Remember, when choosing an attorney, select a local attorney that supports your local community.
Summer's heating up. That means it's time to dive in. Pasco's Memorial Aquatic Park opens Saturday, June 14th. Get signed up for swim lessons, grab your season passes, and don't miss your chance to join the Pasco swim team. Looking to cool off? Open swim runs daily from 1 to 5:45 p.m. So grab the family and come make a splash. It's all happening at the Pasco Memorial Aquatic Park. Your summer fun starts here.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment headlines, we're talking about Pixar's next big heartwarming hit, which starts off being about a kid who just wants to be abducted by aliens.
Is that too much to ask for? No. That wish actually comes true in Elio, a visually stunning adventure about connection, courage, and some very quirky aliens.
The cast is packed with stars who say the story hits close to home, from Zoe Saldana to Brad Garrett.
So here's your first look at Elio.
Hi, can you hear me?
Honey, now is a really bad time.
Okay.
Elio tells the story of a sad, sweet, and lonely boy now being cared for by his aunt after the loss of his parents. He loves space and would like nothing more than to be abducted by aliens. When it actually happens, he finds himself among all sorts of aliens in a vibrant world called the Communiverse. Jonas Kibrieb plays Elio. Zoe Saldana is his aunt Olga.
So many things about Elio are very relatable to me. I was that kid that had lost a parent, that felt like an outsider and wished to be in space rather than in my own, classroom trying to make friends.
This amazing universe that they've created that nobody has seen before. Man, it's so crazy. That was going through my head like, wow, I can't believe we're here now.
This is the most beautiful place I've ever seen.
This is the bathroom. The aliens here all look different. Meet Ambassador Cuesta.
She's just everything I wish I was. She's got so much grace and dignity. So that's why I channeled Julie Andrews for the role rather than myself.
Love Julie Andrews.
I love Julie Andrews, and now I've kind of stolen her and then immortalized her for Pixar.
The actors in Elio are loving every minute of it.
We have the same goal in mind, and that's making a beautiful project. And I think we've done just that.
I come from a Disney family. My family is obsessed with Disney. My parents' house is Mickey and Minnie all over the place, so this is really special to me.
Brad Garrett plays a strong-minded character in Elio. What he's never played is a reporter, so he gave it a go.
I am presently at the Motion Picture Home in Calabasas. We're having a seance. We have brought back B. Arthur and 2 people from F Troop. I don't even know what them. I always wanted to be a reporter.
And
everybody was Raymond.
Okay. That Brad Garrett. Now it's
all
who that is.
Face to the name. Yeah.
So Disney Pixar always kills it with their movies.
Yes.
Amazing. So it looks like one of those that I'm like, okay, it looks cute, it looks good, but it's just going to be like amazing. You're going to cry, you're going to laugh, all the things. I'm excited.
I know, to give you all the emotions. And it's a great thing to do with your kids now that they're out of school this summer.
Exactly.
Take them to the movies. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We do have an update for you on that silver alert that we first brought to you yesterday.
Plus, if you've been feeling the pain at the pump, we're learning there could be a reason. We have what AAA is saying and more coming up in your next half hour. But first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, 23andMe is being sued by 27 states. They're trying to block the sale of personal DNA data without customer consent. The company has filed for bankruptcy. A biotech firm wants to buy it, but the lawsuit argues such deeply personal information should not be sold like ordinary property. Mark Zuckerberg is reportedly heading up a new Meta team pursuing superintelligence. Reports say the goal is to create an artificial intelligence system more powerful than human capabilities. Reports say Zuckerberg took on the task amid frustration with Meta's AI efforts. And finally, a Tesla robotaxi has been seen on the road in Austin, Texas. Elon Musk says the tentative date for Tesla's driverless taxi service to start in the city is on the 22nd, but Musk calls Tesla, quote, super paranoid about safety, so he says that date could shift. And since it's basically just a computer, if a robo-taxi crashes, you can still blame the driver. Those are your Tech Bites.
Oh. New Swiffer Mop Deluxe is made for small spaces. For clean, even Mom approves of.
That's new.
Just grab a pad and go. The built-in solution traps dirt and locks it away.
Wow, still white.
The upgraded strip has 75% more scrubbing power.
Still clean.
And with the new locking head, getting into tight spaces is simple.
Can I borrow it?
The all-new Swiffer Mop Deluxe, the mother of all cleans.
Mira Joy, the overwhelming relief after Miralax helps you go. Miralax works naturally with the water in your body, putting you in a supernaturally good mood. Miralax, free your gut to free your mood.
I brought in Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein. Those who tried me felt more energy in just 2 weeks. Here, I'll take that.
Ensure Max Protein, 30 grams protein, 1 gram sugar, and a protein blend to feed muscles up to 7 hours.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right. Cha-ching.
You still doing it?
Yes, so our 3-degree guarantee, sponsored by our friends at the
I get nervous.
Casino
I know.
Hotel. Yesterday went with forecast high 100. What do you know? Right at 100. So the jackpot went up to 1,075. So here are the stakes for today. Going with a forecast high of 94 in Pasco Tri-Cities. If it verifies between 91 to 97, the jackpot's going to hit 1,100. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page. You can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay, it is a first alert weather day for today and tomorrow because of the gusts, because of the dry air and the dry vegetation, especially in lower elevations. And then we'll run that back for Friday, slightly calmer winds, so it's still essentially all the ingredients are going to be there. So it'd be a good time to brush up on this knowledge right here. You know, we have those level 2 and level 3 evacuations in Cle Elum. So in particular for level 2, that means be set. Pack go bags, prepare to leave at a moment's notice. What do you put in the go bag? Well, I got you covered. Non-perishable food items, at least a 3-day supply, 3 gallons of water per person, a map with at least 2 evacuation routes, prescription meds, change of clothes, extra eyeglasses or contact lens if those are necessary, an extra set of car keys, credit cards, cash or traveler's check, first aid kit, sanitation supplies, flashlight with extra batteries, a battery-powered radio with extra batteries, copies of important documents, pet food, and water. We're going to talk about this a lot, unfortunately, this summer. Real quick, temperatures this morning, 60s and 70s for lower elevations. We're going to end up in the 80s and 90s for lower elevations when it's all said and done. Still about 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. But circling back to the fire start setup, I'll show you some of those metrics to back that up coming up in a few minutes.
Now we begin this half hour of news with fire season as it officially is heating up.
Yeah, and as wildfire season, of course, grows longer and more intense across the West Coast, vineyards are facing an unexpected threat. It's not flames, but the smoke. So even when flames don't touch the vines, waves of smoke can leave their mark, literally altering the taste of wine.
And researchers at Washington State University are working to understand how wildfire smoke seeps into grapes and what winemakers can do to stop it. This morning, one local winemaker is grateful for WSU.
We were all worried about smoke taint. You know, we get fires around, and as winemakers, it's like the thing that's top of mind. But I'm grateful for like WSU, the wine science program, because they have sensors in vineyards, and they were able to talk to us about even if there were traces. And so for some vineyards, there were such small traces that even for us tasting wine, we couldn't pick it up.
So Frechette knows the risks all too well. One bad smoke event can taint an entire vintage, impacting the wine's flavor and the business's bottom line. She says that she luckily has never had to deal with that.
Following up now on a story that we first brought to you yesterday morning, we have an update on the silver alert for a missing 73-year-old woman in Toppenish. According to Toppenish police, Joan Papantonio is now safe and has been located. A silver alert was issued after she was last seen on June 1st after being dropped off in the Terrace Heights area of Yakima County. Again, she has been found and is safe.
Now continuing our coverage on the slew of controversies glooming over Sunnyside. Now the city says it's looking for stability, at least for a short while, 23 days to be exact.
This after the council voted on a new interim city manager Monday. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma says the council's pick isn't the first time they found themselves in this role, and also has why community members say history seems to be repeating itself within the city council.
The Sunnyside City Council voted 4-3 Monday night to Mike Jim Bridges, the interim city manager, while current city manager Mike Gonzalez remains on paid administrative leave. Bridges is the former public works director and a former interim city manager for Sunnyside.
Personally, as I read through the resumes, there was one other candidate who was my first choice, and Mr. Bridges was my second choice.
When it came time to vote, Brosma was a no.
I do vote no.
But later says out of all the candidates, the council was most comfortable with Bridges.
But I'm absolutely fine with Mr. Bridges coming in, so I have no problem with that. There's no reservations whatsoever.
Others remain uneasy.
I really don't feel like this is the most neutral option for us during this time, especially because there's a lot of uncertainty from community. I feel like we should go with an option that has the less detachment to anybody here at City Hall to be able to perform at its best with no biases.
The mayor says at the end of the day, if the majority rules in favor of a motion, then it's all of them being on board as a whole. But members of the community say they are worried if city leadership is headed in the right direction.
This is no good to hire a city interim manager for 1 month, 2 months. By that time, he's just barely learning the ropes. Let's get this done, folks, because later on, what's going to be interim city council members? What I'm saying comes directly from my heart at the spur of the moment.
People say the council needs to get back to knowing what the community wants, not their own agendas.
You are representing the community, not just a few that come here to voice their opinions. Put out a survey, see what the community wants. Really hear from the community. Thank you, and I hope we get this done pretty quick, sooner than later.
One group has organized a petition to recall Councilwoman Hancock, whom they hold responsible for the disruption of city government.
We urge you to listen to your constituents, respect the voices of over 200 residents, and immediately recall the appointment of Hancock before more harm is done to our city workers, operations, and community trust.
But Mayor Brosma says the recall issue needs to follow Washington laws, and the issue needs to be taken up by voters at the ballot box.
Yes, Council did appoint the council member in question. However, that council member was sworn in and duly seated. And even if council says, yeah, we want you gone, and we all vote unanimously on that, that council member could easily say no.
Councilwoman Hancock is set to run in this year's general election in November. Reporting in Sunnyside, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
And the mayor says after the current investigation's over, the council will have to decide whether to move forward with a different city manager or reinstate Mike Gonzalez.
And this all comes as a community member is seeking action be taken by the city council when it comes to crime in his neighborhood.
Yeah, that's right. At Monday's city council meeting, a person making a public comment told the city council that the Vegas bar in Sunnyside continues to be the leading reason for crime in his neighborhood.
He says that since the Vegas bar opened its doors, noise and violence continue to spread in the area, despite law enforcement issuing citations for those noise complaints. But the community member also says the city prosecutor declined to move forward with charges because of a loophole in the way the noise ordinance was written.
With all due respect, this is unacceptable. So I ask you, council, how many bullets need to fly? How many more sleepless nights do our families have to endure? How many more chances do we have be given an establishment that contributes nothing but fear and disruption and chaos to our community? My wife and I, our neighbors, have had more than enough. The booming music from Thursday through Sunday night must stop. The open drug use in the parking lot must stop.
So he is asking for the council to suspend the liquor license of the Vegas bar until there is a resolved investigation leading to lasting change.
The Sunnyside police chief suggested the use of flock cameras in the area to help reduce crime as a potential solution. Now to your consumer news. If you've been feeling the pain at the pump lately, you're not alone. Washington drivers are paying nearly 40% more per gallon compared to the national average. AAA says the state now has the third highest gas prices in the country, with San Juan County topping the list at over $5.20 per gallon. But there is some relief. Spokane and Benton counties are seeing the lowest prices with averages under $4, and the statewide average $4.37, while the national average sits at just over $3. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, if you're in need of a little sweetness added to your morning, stick around because up next we'll meet Maple. What a cutie. She's goofy, playful, and has a huge heart, we hear, and also a little extra bounce in her step. We have why her special needs aren't slowing her down and how you can make her part of your family coming up in our next Operation Best Friend.
And giving you that live look outside this morning, it is 5:39 on this Wednesday. Live look from our Dust Devils camera in Pasco. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth will have your first alert forecast when we come back.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, first alert weather.
We think three-pointers should be called triple plays.
And we brought in a basketball expert to support us.
Just former college and pro star Rob Sacre. So, Rob, what do we call, one of these?
Triple play. You know, shooting triple plays wasn't exactly my specialty.
Well, outside shooters are well outside our budget.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Rob, how did you score?
Life. It's a crazy thing when you think about it. It's either about making memories or remembering those moments that matter most. Broadmoor RV has been serving families and its community in the Pacific Northwest for over 20 years. From travel trailers to toy haulers, truck campers, motorhomes, and fifth wheels, we have what you need to start creating memories with the ones you love. So get out there and make those memories last a lifetime. Broadmoor RV. We make camping fun.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
It's not easy being Mariano Morales' horse. He needs to ride to clients all the time. He does take care of them. He gets the insurance company to pay for medical bills, car repairs, even money for pain and suffering. Looks like it's going to be another busy day. Better get warmed up. After all, I am his best friend.
Hurt in a car wreck? Give me a call.
Big or small, we work them all.
I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Spring sale at Queensgate Gardens. 25% off annuals, baskets, and vegetable starts. Tacos and more on site. Queensgate Gardens, where adventure grows.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
Tonight, President Trump's trade war pushing prices higher. Will it drive up your grocery bill? Plus, tracking the Canada smoke and Saharan dust seeping into the U.S. Where it's headed, World News Tonight with David Muir is the #1 newscast in America.
You love AFP. Yes! Get ready for AFP.
It's America's funniest people.
Hot dog! Hosted by Alfonso Ribeiro and Allison Hannigan. An AFP special, Sunday on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, first alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County, where it is going to be windy today, specifically in the Mountain Gap. Peak gust in the Kittitas Valley could be around 50 miles per hour, highs up around 80 in Ellensburg. Then in the Yakima Valley, these highs in the mid-90s, partly cloudy skies, peak gust out of the north and west between 20 to 25 miles per hour, out of the west between 20 to 35 miles per hour for the lower Columbia Basin. Highs still going to be in the mid-90s, still about 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Then in the Blue Foothills, mid-80s for the Blue Foothills of Morrow County, and we'll be in the low to mid-90s for the Blue Foothills of Umatilla and Walla Walla County. 70s and 80s up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains, and peak gust out of the west and northwest for the Morrow County foothills up around 50 miles per hour. So that's why we're so concerned about fires starting and spreading quickly today, in addition to the dry air, also in addition to the dry vegetation. Here's today's vegetation dryness forecast. Remember, 100% would indicate each microclimate's driest vegetation since 2000. So we are going to be at 97% today in the Cascades in the upper Yakima Basin. That would be a significant level of vegetation dryness by fire season standards. Also looks pretty shabby in the valleys, in the basin, in the foothills. So a powder keg kind of environment that we have. Thankfully, these numbers do improve over the next couple of days, and some rainfall on the way for next week could help us out a little bit more.
5:45, time to bring you a little joy this morning and a lot of tail wags in this week's Operation Best Friend.
We're introducing you to Maple, a 1-year-old husky mix who's winning hearts with her energy, charm, and resilience.
That's right. She may have epilepsy, but this happy girl is loving life, thriving in her foster home, and now she's looking for her forever family.
Just in time for breakfast, here's Maple.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Houses, Christine Connolly Realtor, and by Manthite Group Cross Country Mortgage.
I'm Elizabeth Norman with the Pipple Pen, and this is Maple. And Maple is a 1-year-old female. She is a mixed breed husky mix with a questionable mix. She is an extremely happy, playful, fun-loving dog. Maple loves everybody she meets. If that's dog, if that's human, she's good with cats. She loves to play with children, and she loves to run and is super clumsy, and it's lots of fun to watch her. Maple does have idiopathic epilepsy, so she has epilepsy with an unknown cause. She has had an MRI. They were able to rule out any type of tumor or other cause. She is on medication and her seizures are mostly under control. So because Maple's grown up in a foster home, she is going to be coming to you with basic skills. So she is able to walk on a leash very nicely. She is house trained and crate trained already, and she is comfortable living in a home with a family. Maple enjoys toys, and she is great at self-entertaining with them. So if you tuck her into her crate with a bone, she is happy and nicely behaved. Though she's living with epilepsy, Maple is otherwise healthy and is expected to live a normal lifespan. If you're interested in Maple, you can go to our website, and all of her information is on there, as well as how to apply to adopt this lovely girl.
Oh, little sweetie.
So cute, just like a docile face within her tail, just moving around.
Sweet like
So
her
cute.
name, little Maple.
I got to meet her yesterday, and
Did you?
she's
Jealous.
as advertised.
Aw,
Just the sweetest. Oh my God.
That's precious. Which could be yours. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up next, your morning sprint. Everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. And of course, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert back with your first alert forecast, giving you that beautiful live look outside this morning from our Yakima Federal camera here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. It is 5:47. We'll be right back.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Our number one service here at NIU Women's Clinic and Aesthetics is our weight loss program. Our program is really focused on a lifestyle change. We want our patients to be able to lose around 10 to 15 pounds of weight loss a month is what we see. But when they're done with us on the program, we want them to be able to keep that weight off. We don't want to see them yo-yo.
So I've lost about 40 to 50 pounds, and that's been over the span of 3 to 4 months. At my peak, I think I was losing probably 10 pounds a week. It was quite a bit, and I just noticed it was falling off of me.
So we are proud to announce that we are releasing a virtual weight loss program. What makes our program so successful for both men and women is the fact that we are treating exactly the reason why you're gaining this weight in the first place. By addressing your insulin insensitivity, your hormone balancing, your lifestyle, treating everything. We really focus on you and your needs.
Now open in Yakima. Go to newuwomensclinic.com to start your weight loss journey today.
This summer, Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos is heating things up with incredible savings on every piano in our showroom. Take advantage of special bundles on our digital models. Enjoy savings on both new and used options. Get up to $10,000 off on select grand pianos. Enjoy 0% financing for 12 months. And every purchase includes free delivery in Tri-Cities. The hottest part, our 2-day summer sale event happens June 26th and 27th only. Turn up the heat and visit Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos today.
Saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Watch live with Kelly and Mark weekdays at 9.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today and tomorrow, both going to be First Alert weather days, as we'll have that combination of strong wind gusts, dry air, and dry vegetation. But before we talk about those variables, I first want to talk about this, as we will have a little chance of some showers and thunderstorms today in the Blue Mountains, specifically in Umatilla and Walla Walla counties. Now, it looks like the most favorable location for this is probably going to be to the east of our viewing area, but some of this could skirt up along the county lines. And so if there is lightning, there would be that potential for some fires to start. But we're more so concerned with fire starts in lower elevations because of the combination of the winds, the dry air, and the dry vegetation. Speaking of the winds, 2 p.m. today to 5 in the morning on Thursday. So yes, a broad time frame of some very persistent, strong wind gusts peaking around 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 40 miles per hour in the Tri-Cities and Hermiston, 45 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills, 40 miles per hour for Pendleton and Walla Walla. Then for Thursday, essentially we'll run it back, as peak gusts up around 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 40 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills. Usually those two microclimates are the microclimates in which we have the strongest wind gusts. Then for Friday, a similar setup, albeit this time wind gusts a little bit weaker, but still we're concerned about fires starting and spreading quickly in these conditions. Friday after 2 p.m., peak gust around 45 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 35 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills. And the reason why wind gusts are picking up is because we have a series of dry cold fronts moving through. It's knocking down our high temperatures, which inevitably is a good thing. We want it to be cooler out there. We just don't want the wind gusts to come along for the ride. But high temperature is going to stay about 3 to 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year from Friday through Tuesday. But in general, that's pretty seasonal stuff. Hey, here's some good news. Better shower chances for Monday and Tuesday. It doesn't look like we'll get much rainfall, but something is better than nothing at this point. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Concerns for fire starts through Friday, a nice weekend overall, then perhaps some rain to start next week. In Yakima, dangerous fire weather over the coming days, but hopefully some relief in the form of shower chances next Monday and Tuesday. In Ellensburg, another volatile fire weather setup for the next few days. Stay tuned to see if we extend the first alert weather day out to Saturday as well, as it's also going to be pretty windy for Saturday. In Hermiston, hot, dry, and breezy/windy for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Maybe we get cooled off with some shower chances next week. Finally, for Walla Walla, also seeing the potential for fire starts for the rest of the work week, but rain chances possibly stabilize that for next week.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 5:53. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah, here are the top 5 local things that you need to know this morning. The search for Travis Decker, the father accused of killing his 3 daughters, continues to intensify. Chelan County deputies say a group of hikers spotted a lone man in the enchantments acting strangely, avoiding people, and looking unprepared. Helicopter crew later spotted that man they believe was Decker near Kolchak Lake, but he ran off. Canine units tracked him to the Ingalls Creek trailhead off of Highway 97, but then lost him again. Deputies sent out an emergency alert urging nearby residents to stay alert and lock their doors.
A felony suspect who was on the run after ramming 3 patrol cars has been arrested. Deputies say 28-year-old Hector Flores was found yesterday near Tanglewood Drive. Flores allegedly stole a pickup truck at gunpoint, leading police on a second chase. He was taken into custody near Welshon Way.
And in Yakima, police say a man wanted on felony charges was arrested near the Canal Trail. Detectives spotted the man near South 3rd Street. They say he tried to run. You can see it all in this footage here on your screen. He was quickly caught with the help from a canine unit.
The Red Bridge fire in Kittitas County continues to burn this morning. It's now scorched more than 50 acres near Cle Elum. The fire is at 20% containment, and state and federal fire crews continue to battle the blaze. Evacuation orders are still in effect in some areas. Those are up on our website and also will be in our next hour. Also, a shelter for anyone displaced has opened up at the Centennial Center in Cle Elum.
And good news from Toppenish. Joan Papatanoi, the subject of a silver alert, has been found safe. The 73-year-old was last seen June 1st after being dropped off in the Terrace Heights area, but was located just yesterday after police turned to the public for help.
In your national headlines this morning, President Trump is planning to phase out FEMA after this year's hurricane season. Yesterday, he said he wants to bring the agency down to the state level and let governors handle it. Trump added that the federal government will start distributing less federal aid for disaster recovery.
5:55 in your business headlines this morning. General Motors plans to invest $4 billion into 3 U.S. plants to boost production of gas and electric vehicles. Automaker announcing just yesterday that the investment will go into 3 locations: Orion Township, Michigan, Kansas City, Kansas, and Spring Hill, Tennessee.
In your health headlines this morning, a seafood company is recalling nearly 45,000 pounds of shrimp. 1 in 5 pound bags of shrimp from Bornstein Seafoods may be contaminated with Listeria. The bags of cooked and peeled ready-to-eat shrimp were sold in California, British Columbia, Oregon, and right here in Washington. If you have one, you can return it where you purchased it for a full refund. Trending this morning, the first Buc-ee's in Mississippi is now open for business.
Large crowds of eager beavers rushed into the new 74,000 square foot mega convenience store.
New Buc-ee's.
This Buc-ee's is located off Interstate 10 in Harrison County. That's about 12 miles west of Gulfport. Those are my stomping grounds.
I was going to say, those are your people.
Yeah.
So people traveled from near and far to see what the hype was all about.
And so this Texas-based store chain is widely known for its massive number of fuel pumps, wide range of hot foods and snack options, and some of the cleanest bathrooms as you're traveling.
And lots of them.
Yes.
The store will be packed.
I mean, look at that place.
You go in and you have a stall. It's clean. You get snacks. They're yelling out things. I don't know what they're saying. You know, and any snack you could want. Is there any drink?
Yeah,
it's amazing.
No, the opportunities are endless. And you said, was it your cousin?
He has a Buc-ee's
Who has a Buc-ee's
suit with
suit?
the beaver. Yeah, Bucky the beaver.
Yeah.
And then the last time I was there, Bucky himself, was there. So we got a picture.
A legend.
I should throw that up in the next hour.
It's a rite of passage.
Yeah, it's like
is.
it's a national landmark in Texas in the South.
I haven't met Bucky personally, but I've met his pulled pork sandwich and his brisket.
Yeah.
It's not just like
chicken tenders are good,
run-of-the-mill gas station food or snacks. It's
No, it's
like
Buc-ee's.
It's elite.
And it
It's
just
next
smells
level.
good. I'm just thinking about it, I hope I
Yeah.
painted the picture. I hope we painted the picture well.
Cinnamon encrusted pecans and almonds.
Exactly.
Good stuff.
It smells good. Check it out
Next
if you're ever in
road
the
trip,
South or Mississippi.
All right, so much right ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, summer, of course, right around the corner. So is construction season coming up. We'll show you what's coming for Benton County roadways.
Plus, moviegoers get ready for new releases and new ads. The movie theater has announced changes for the summer, and one is more ads. We'll have more details coming up in your entertainment headlines in your next hour. And Josh, what are you tracking?
Yeah, we're still tracking those level 2 and level 3 evacuations in Cle Elum. I'll tell you about that. Also, the risk for more fires to start and spread over the next few days. So all that coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.